What's going on, everyone? It's Dewey here, and thanks for watching my YouTube channel. So we're here at my hangar. We call this the Dewey Drone, thanks to my buddy Matt McCurdy, who come up with the name years ago when I first started building it. And we're looking here at my 1929 Travel Air 4000. Bought this airplane in May of 2013 to start my ride business, which is good folk and old-time biplane rides. So this is Ace. Ace is a very special airplane, and one thing, it started my business and it's flown thousands of people. I have a Continental 220. It's a regular old Continental that's on a Stearman. A lot of these Travel Airs have been converted from the J5 rights to these Continentals, which is a good thing because we can get parts for an engine like this. This is a World War II engine. They built thousands of them, so that's the good thing about them. You probably already know airplanes, or maybe you don't. Spark plugs, usually a lot of airplanes have dual ignition, so we got a spark plug in the front and one in the rear. So we have two ignition systems that are magnetos. This is your valves here. This is the exhaust side. As you can see, the exhaust coming out. Okay, and this is your intake side. All right, so each cylinder, this is a 7-cylinder engine. Each cylinder has exhaust and an intake valve. I'm running a Hamilton Standard prop. It's a ground adjustable, fixed pitch, ground adjustable propeller. Very popular, kind of unattainable propeller. It holds 5 gallons of oil here, and it's pretty simple. There you go. Oil goes straight into the back of the engine, and if it's not leaking, you're out of oil. But I got a breather tube right there. That breather tube, I put a water bottle on there. Some Venturis is just decorative. Got the significance of the Aces. The Flying Aces Air Circus from 1929 to 1938. They painted all their airplanes like this. They were orange and white, or actually I heard they were gray because Jimmy didn't want to pay for the white, so he just put the silver on it, and that was good. Got the flying wires covered, it's wood wings covered in cotton or polyester, synthetic fabric. Got our wing walk here, and you got to watch people want to step through the wing. But I bought this airplane from a friend out in Iowa, and he had it for many years, did lots of rides, and I've had it now since 2013. It's my 13th season. Jimmy Woods, who owned the Flying Aces Air Circus, Jimmy and Jesse Woods. Jimmy always was the ace of spades. So his other airplanes and other pilots, they were aces, but they were never the ace of spades. Do you guys know why? What does the ace of spades mean in a deck of cards? Travel Air, this airplane was built by Curtiss. This one was, but Travel Air built them, then Beach and Curtiss. This is kind of what it just looks like. We got our wheels. I'm running 850-10s. It needs a good wash job. Right here is bungees, and Rob Locke actually had these made, and I bought this from him. Rob's probably for the modern day barnstormer, which he's retired now, but Rob is probably the longest lasting barnstormer. I think he hopped rides for 25 years and quit during COVID time. So, thanks to Rob for his dedication. It's kind of funny because the next airplane here I'm going to pull up, which if you've been watching my channel, you see my new standard all the time. So this is a D-25 new standard. I always make comments. The new standard is the new standard. There's If you want something that's standard and great, you're going to have a new standard. This is the ride hauler of all ride haulers. This is the king of the barnstormer. And I pulled up in Oshkosh probably 4 or 5 years ago. I'm coming down the road to park, and Rob Locke was standing at the other end, and he saw me. And when I parked, he was the first one to come up. He says, I got nauseated when I saw this airplane because he's flown so many people. He probably flown 25,000 people probably. I'd love to do an interview with Rob just to hear about his experiences with being a barnstormer, a modern day barnstormer, and what he's had to do with the ride business, you know, because he made a living with this. This is a hobby for me. This was in 2014 when I started this. I started with the Travel Air, but it was kind of a livelihood, something I did. I quit my job and started barnstorming with my Travel Air. Did really, really well. And then at the end of 2014, my current job called me back to work because I was furloughed for 4.5 years. And I went back to work, but I still kept persistent with my ride business and to give rides. I've flown thousands of people over the 12 or 13 years I've been doing this. But, you know, here it is. I call myself the modern day barnstormer, Mr. Good Folk I am. The ride business is a hobby. I have family, I have a job, and it's very difficult to really juggle everything. And I like doing everything, so that's been the problem. What makes this plane unique, it holds 4 passengers. Okay, there's 2 seats up front and then the bench seat here. Okay, you got a lap belt that goes for the back seat, and then individual seat belts for the front seat. Another thing that makes this plane unique is how it's built. If you can look here, it was built with aluminum L-track instead of steel tubing. The airplane's bolted together and riveted together. You can see rivets here. See the rivets and the bolts? This whole entire airplane is built that way. There's rivets down there for some of the longerons, and this is a support for the floor and everything. Here's the cockpit area. Okay. Got a throttle quadrant right there. Throttle mixture. Right below it is your carburetor heat. Got your control stick. You have a rudder pedal on the left and a brake on the right. You come over here, same thing. At times you need 4 feet. Got a fuel shutoff valve. That's the lowest point of your fuel system right there. So you fuel strain. I do have a radio and also a transponder in this airplane. The other airplane has no electrical system. But the new standard, it is very comfortable. There's only about 7 or 8 inches of cushions there because I'm so short. But you can sit in this airplane all day long and give rides. The top wing is 45 feet. I believe the bottom wing is 33 feet, which is the same as the Travel Air, okay? The fuel is up in the top wing. That's one thing I didn't talk about the Travel Air, but fuel's here. This is, I'm probably the only new standard with this configuration, but this is, I have a Stearman tank in the top wing. Holds 46 gallons of gas. That's a Stearman fuel gauge. The airplane, since I'm running Continental, I have to run the pitch pretty flat on the motor to haul the people and everything. So I'm running pretty high RPM. Even in cruise, it's only doing 75 miles an hour in cruise. Same engine, same oil tank, everything. What I like about the cowling, if you ever get a ride hauling airplane, you need cowlings with Zeus something you can take off quick. You look at the Travel Air Ace, Tom Scott, his father and him and his family restored the airplane. I guess his dad was a mechanic for FedEx, so he worked on 727s. Well, that cowling has like 150 screws in it. It takes 40 minutes to take the cowling off. You know, here I can take off one side in about a minute or two. I'm running Redline wheels and brakes, so these are 27s. Same tire that's on a AT6 type airplane. You know, the Stearmans have these now or run them, but having these hydraulic brakes are really nice. They work well. You know, work good, last a long time. It's all wood wings, just like the Travel Air, covered in fabric. A little more history about it. I've already told you this airplane was owned by Dick Johnson. Dick Johnson from the Johnson Flying Service in Missoula, Montana. 1935, he did an air rescue for National Geographic. They did an air rescue for one of the explorers that got deathly sick. And I will show you this in my messy hangar here. But this is 1936. You can see here, July 1936. Come out here to, I think, page whatever, 124. There's that airplane doing a air rescue for National Geographic. The guy's name was Flint. He was rushed to the hospital. So, come back here to the Travel Air real quick. Look at all these screws. It takes forever to take these this cowling off. But it looks cool. It's just not as easy to be in the field for ride hauling, for barnstorming. Another cool fact, I keep coming back to the new standard, but see these steps? This is how you feel it. You climb up on the wing or on the tire here, put your foot on here, foot here, and then up on the top, there's a platform for you to stand, and then you fuel the airplane standing up on top of the airplane there. So the Travel Air, the fuel gauge, I have two fuel gauges. I have 40 gallons of fuel in the main right here, and then I have 26 gallons up in the wing. So there's the wing fuel gauge and the old reliable fuel gauge right here. It's just a music wire on a float. It's like the most reliable fuel gauge you could ever want or need. Really, that's about it. I got tons of model airplanes. Had you been watching some of my videos, and some of the people kind of don't like my models, and it's kind of funny, but you know, the thing is, it's my baby put me a smiley face. My channel is my channel, and like many aviators, we started with model airplanes to some extent to another. So if you learn models, you'll learn real airplanes, and vice versa. But the models is what got me started, and the models taught me how to fly. I have a Champ here. It's a 1947 Ronca 7AC. If you've been watching my videos, lots of people from all over the world has watched my Champ videos. I know I need to do more. I want to. I might do some videos very shortly with this. I keep losing my GoPro cameras. I don't know where they go. But anyway, maybe I'll do a video on landings. Full stall versus wheel landings. And there was a video that a guy posted with him landing a Cub, and he's bouncing all down the runway, and I said, man, you should have done 3-point. And people want to start debating you, but those airplanes, I'll full stall land this every time, no matter what. So some airplanes you could wheel land, some should never be wheel landed, and vice versa. But anyway, Champ, Cub, anything like that, my opinion, full stall every time. But I've been flying this airplane for 30 years, and if you watch my videos, you probably heard the stories about it. But my friend Eldon Reed owned it. He was a farmer that lived locally, and he was like my grandpa. So it's a family plane. I'll never get rid of it. That's a little brief, little walk around of the airplanes. I'll do another one probably later. You can ask them questions if you like. Feel free. And I was thinking about making a barnstorming video actually. I don't know. I have to do it on my own and video, but kind of do a documentary type barnstorming about my business and how it's been and what I think about barnstorming today and where it's going. So I've been really wanting to talk about it and show people like the love of it, the fun of it, and it's a lot of work. I wish I had more videos that show the work that it takes to organize things, to make sure that you get into events, and how you interact with people that take rides and do, you're doing this business. So this is a catering type business where you have to really cater to the people that you're dealing with. And having an airplane like this is very unique, but being able to share it properly and make them feel safe and enjoy it is really important. And that's where I think I've done well. And it's time to probably pass the torch off to some younger aviators out there that really want to try to do this, because there is a huge population that still wants to ride haul, and there's a huge population that wants to take a ride in a cool biplane and know the history of it. So that's kind of where I am, and I always enjoy sharing my experiences, my expertise in starting the business, promoting the business, and being your business. So you have to be very passionate about everything here. So anyway, I'm going to turn it around here one more time. This is Ace, that's Full House, and this is Ollie the Champ. And until then, blue skies.